Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
You know the picture you have of Gurukulam there on your right? Could you send me a photo of that, please?
No, this is not my picture. This picture is AVG itself, because now I am on the AVG Zoom account. I didn't put that picture.
Yeah, I want. Okay, but you happen to be in the vicinity there. Maybe you can take a picture.
But there won't be any greenery if I take the picture now. It'll be all
But
white.
just a whitery,
Okay.
just a whitery would do.
Okay. I'll try to get some tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
I have pictures of those. If somebody is interested, I can send it. It's in my frame in my phone. This is Vijay.
Oh,
I took it way back.
oh, the Vijay. My name is Prem Kṛdani. You probably don't know me.
Yeah, if you can put your number in the
email
chat
address.
window, I'll WhatsApp you right away.
Prem Kṛdani. You have to spell it correct. Prem Kṛdani at gmail.com.
No, I'm saying if you put your number in the chat window, I will WhatsApp you right away on my phone.
You can put it on WhatsApp right away, right? I mean, for all of us.
Okay, I will do that. I think that makes sense. Sorry, I did not realize that.
Okay. Let us start with our prayers. Not many people today. What happened? Is it a holiday today or what? Let's start with the prayers. Om Agajanana Padmarkam Gajanana Maharnisham Anekadam Tam Bhaktanam Ekadantam Upasmahe Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Vishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryampurvavahai Tejasvinavadhyamastamavidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Vakyakaram Vararuchim
Vakyakaram Vararuchim
Bhashakaram Patanjalim
Bhashakaram
Patanjalim
Paninim Sutrakarancha
Paninim Sutrakaram cha
Pranatosmi Munitrayam
Pranatosmi Munitrayam
Athamaheshwara Sutrani
Atha
Maheshwara Sutrani
Ayivun
Ayun
Rilik
Rilik
Evong
Evung
Ayouch
Ayouch
Ayavarat
Ayavarat
Lan
Lan
Nyamangananam
Nyamagananam
Jabhany
Jabhany
Jadadash
Jardadash
Jabagadash
Jabagadash
Kapa Chatatha Chatatau
Kapha Chadatau Chadatau
Kapai
Kapai
Shashasar
Shashasar
Al
Al
Iti Maheshwarani Sutrani.
Iti
Iti Maheshwarani Sutrani.
Okay, let's go to the Visarga becoming Sakara. We started on that slide. Then we realized it's already 10 minutes over. So let me do this and then go cover the pages in the textbook. Okay, let's finish the slides off. So this is a pretty simple. Visarga becomes a Sakara. Okay, when the Paravarna is Ta, Tha, and Sa. This Sa is the simplest Sa, Saraswati Sa or Dantya Sa. Okay. So we had to get used to the three Sakaras, Talavya Shakara, which is the Shakti, Śāṅkara, all those things. And then Murdhanya Shakara, which is a Shanmukha, that Sha. And this is a simple Dantya Sakara, or generally give example of a word. Generally give the word Saraswati, which has both the sakaras are dantya sakaras. Okay, so the visarga becomes sakara. So say H plus visarga, the plus ta, tha, sha, the visarga will become sakara, and the parapada will just join. So example is namaste. So namaha, namaste is namaha plus te. Te is yushmad shabda. Yushmad shabda, chaturthi ekavachana. Whenever namaskara, it is always done in the fourth vibhakti. Okay, any offering or respectful things are done in chaturthi vibhakti. So namaha there. So te is in the chaturthi vibhakti. So yajnaha plus tapaha plus tatha, this is from Gita 17:17, becomes yajnas tapas tatha, and it's pronounced just like that, yajnas tapas tatha. Okay. Another example, tadbuddhayas tadatma tanishtas tatparayanaha, 5:17. Tadbuddhayaha plus takara, tadatmanaha. So all these words, all 4 words in fact, are starting with the takara and ending with visarga. So perfect combination for this visarga sandhi. Okay. So visarga becoming sakara, and if you have to pronounce it together, then tadbuddhayas tadatmanas tanishtas tatparayanaha. Okay. So even though it is written like here, it becomes one long. So it's sometimes we prefer it to be written with the visarga, and we make the pronunciation of making it sakara because of the readability. Okay, with the visarga, the words are like individual. We can make it during chanting itself. So most of the textbooks give it in this way only. Okay, even though the pronunciation is like shown last. Some examples I made up because it's very difficult to get a word starting from tha. So adrihi plus taha. Taha is also another name for mountain. So mountain, adri also is mountain. So if you want to make it adristha, just because we don't get a lot of examples of words starting with the tha. Okay. And then starting with the parapada starting with sakara. Okay. So this is from Viṣṇu-sahasra-nāma. Again, the first 5 words starts with sa and end with visarga. So a good combination for this visarga sandhi. Suvrutas, sumukas, sukshmas, sugoshas, sukadas, suvrit. Okay. And if you want to break in the 1 quarter, then suvrutas, sumukas, sukshmaha, sugoshas, sukadas, suvrit. Okay. So if you want to chant the whole line in together, then suvrutas, sumukas, sukshmas, sugoshas, sukadas, suvrit. So, I didn't remember that I put these lines. So surat visarga becomes sakara, suvrutas, sumukas, sukshmas, sugoshas, sukadas, suvrit. So this is how it is generally pronounced, even when it is written like above. Okay.
So Jagdish ji, I
Yeah.
have a question.
Yeah.
Not a question, but I was understanding this Maheshwarani Sutra.
Yeah, go ahead. What happened? I can't hear you, Vipulji.
Oh, can you hear?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay. So sorry about that.
Okay.
I had a little bit of deeper understanding. Maybe I'm more not that technical from Sanskrit point of view, but from Maheshwarani Sutrani, if you look at the second of the class and first of the class and similar hard consonants,
Yeah.
the cha and cha and cha, ta and ta and ta and ta.
Yeah.
So if you look at this, the palatal, cerebral, and dental, and that connects to the sibilants, which are sha, sa, and sa.
Yeah. Yeah.
So whenever the ta is there, sa is there, ta is there, sha is there, and
Yes.
cha is there, where the sha is there.
Yep.
They are all linked together.
Yeah, because of the sthana.
Sthana, yes.
Yep.
Okay, that's all.
Okay.
So it's ease of pronunciation. You don't have to retroflex your tongue or twist your tongue to get it. Ease.
Okay, so let's see what is in the book. So, because we covered this hard consonants only from the presentation. So let's see what is in the book. This one we had covered all of this. So this one also we covered. So this from this onwards we went to the Visarga plus there's nothing new. I'm just covering the textbook page by page. Ach plus Visarga on the left side, and it is not part of the sandhi. The sandhi is the Visarga plus Kaka. Okay. Instead of Dukkham, I don't want to put a inauspicious word, so I would rather have Kaka Krishna or something like that. Or Kaivartaka Keshavaha. So Kaivartaka Keshavaha. Where did we hear that? Kaivartaka Keshavaha?
Bhagavad-Gītā.
Gita Dhyanam.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So Visarga plus Kaka. Okay, the Visarga will be pronounced as Jihvamuliya. Okay, when Visarga is followed by Kaka, Visarga becomes Jihvamuliya optionally. The other option is pronouncing the Visarga itself. This is little, you have to put some effort to pronounce the Visarga before Kaka. Whereas Jihvamuliya comes more naturally. Jihvamuliya is a sound of pronunciation of Visarga before Ka and Ka. The sound is produced by the vibration of the root at the base of the tongue. It is written as the Avagraha notation. Okay, we'll come to this exception. Okay, let's finish. Okay, here is the Kaivartaka Keshavaha. Okay, Kaivartaka Keshava Yogastha Kuru Karmani Yajna Karma Samudbhavaha. Okay, you can see all these examples. I think some of them are made up, some of them are from Gita. Okay, then Upadmaniya, again, because we covered going to the book, Visarga plus Papa is pronounced as the Visarga, is pronounced as Upadmaniya. Followed by Papa, Visarga becomes Upadmaniya. Optionally, the other option is Visarga.
Namaste. Quick question. So when I try to do this homework, I just put the symbol. Is that what I do?
Yeah. This,
Okay.
the Jihvamuli and Upadmani are mainly for pronunciation. Okay. So if you have to write it, if you are handwriting it, then you just take the Visarga out and put that Upadmaniya Jihvamuli as a symbol and put the two words together. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Then okay, Ramascha. So this three also we covered. So these are so simple. So they're put in all in one page. Okay. So this is the palatal or Talabya Shakara. This is Visarga becoming Murdanya Shakara. And the last one is the Visarga becoming Dantya Sakara. We covered all those things. When the Visarga is followed, in actually, if you go into the steps of this, then it is actually in both of these are two-step process. The Visarga becomes a Sakara, and the Sakara becomes Sha and Sa later on. So that we will cover. That's an easy sandhis called Chutvam and Stutvam. We'll cover that in the Vyanjana sandhi later on. Okay. So here a Visarga changing over to Sakara and then a Vyanjana sandhi comes. So that is what you are seeing here is the final form of that. And maybe because some people are interested in all the steps also, after we finish the Visarga sandhi, Swara sandhi and Vyanjana sandhi, then after covering all the sandhis, if somebody is interested, then we can come back to Visarga sandhi and go through each step. Okay, right now it is premature. Before we finish the Vyanjana sandhi, all the steps of Visarga sandhi cannot be understood. Okay, so it will make worthwhile sense if people are still interested. After finishing the Vyanjana sandhi, we can come back and do the step by step of all the 5 or 6 kinds of Visarga sandhis. Okay, more examples here for this Sasha Adesha. These are all pretty simple. And there is one simpler example that is at the bottom of the chart, the visargas on the chart. Okay, this example is only for Saha and Eshaha. Okay, so Saha is Sakara plus Visarga. Same way, Eshaha is Esha and Visarga. Okay. Now, if this Saha and Eshaha, the Visarga, if the Parapada starts with the Akara, okay, then just like Shivoham, Saha and Eshaha both end with Akara before Visarga, and then we have Visarga. So then, if the Parapada starts with A, then it will behave like Shivoham. In all other cases, Visarga drops optionally. Okay, Visarga is elided if any other vowel or consonant comes. Okay, because in the Visargas on the chart, the table, make the table handy while especially while solving these homeworks. You just take a look at the chart and it's easy to get the answer. So as you can see, just for Saha and Eshaha, okay, exception is for Saha and Eshaha only. You can see that before the Visarga, there is Akara in both Saha and Eshaha. And after the Visarga, again, if it starts with Akara, you have standard Shivoham Sandhi, A, Visarga, A. Okay, so that is applicable for any other combination. Okay, whether the Parapada starts with long A and any other vowel or any consonant, then the Visarga can be dropped. Okay, so Saeva, Sahari, Śāṅkara-bhāṣya. So all those things. I got some examples in the slides also, because right now I am on the textbook, so I thought I will finish this before going to the presentation part. Okay, so that is one example. That exception is pretty simple. Okay, so that's why we have, Saha Aham will become Soham, just like Shivoham, Saha Aham becomes Soham. Anything else, the Visarga can be dropped. Okay, there is another exception. This is somebody brought it up also earlier. There is one exception. This is for Jihva Mulya, okay, because we are in the Jihva Mulya section. There is an exception for okay. You can ask the question verbally. Somebody asked me a question on WhatsApp.
Well, I apologize for that. I did not realize that it will interrupt. Sorry.
No, it came the corner of no. It's a valid question related to the subject. So you can ask whatever your question, whatever your
Thank
question.
you. Maybe at the end of the lesson we can address it.
Okay.
Thanks.
Ooh, what happened there? Okay. So this exception is, there is an exception when Visarga is followed by Kaka, and this Kakara and Kakara is immediately followed by one of the Shar. What are the letters involved in Shar?
Sibilants.
Sibilants, okay? The three Shas, or the three sibilants. So if this Ka and Ka are immediately followed, that's like the Ksha, Ksha, any of the Ksa, Ksha, Ksha, okay? And this is not only Ka, this is for any of the hard consonants, okay? But in the case of Ka, Kha, so then you don't have the option of making Jihva Mulya. Visarga has to be pronounced only in this combination. Okay. What is the combination? The combination is Kar, hard consonants, and Shar. Kaka, or the hard consonant immediately followed. This is like compound consonant. The first part is one of the hard consonants. Okay. And the second part is one of the sibilants. If the Visarga is followed by this conjunct consonant, then Visarga has to be pronounced. Okay. here she gave the example of kakara only, but it is true for any others also. Okay, the visarga has to be pronounced in that case. So example here, there's an exception, all that things. Okay, so that exception comes from this sutra. Okay, so shar pare. So if the shar follows kar and they come after the visarga, then the visarjaniya has to be pronounced, not jihva muliya. Okay, we'll give the example. So visarga plus the ksha examples in Viṣṇu-sahasra-nāma. I have some of the combinations there in the slide. And also there are in Bhagavad-Gītā 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 examples in Bhagavad-Gītā also of this combination. But most common words there is always ksha, kakara followed immediately by from the murdanya shakara, the ksha, kshama, kshami, all those things. I think I covered everything, and rest of it we will see that in the presentation part. I'm just trying to see whether we are done with everything. Upadmaniya, this is done. This we covered. All exercises. And this is a sakara, shakara. We already saw that. Okay. So any letter other than short a. If it's a short a, the regular shivoham sandhi happens for both. Any other letter, the visarga is dropped. Okay, so this is what it is. So saha, if the paravarna is a, saha aham, soham, yeshaha ayam, yeshoyam. Visarga doesn't drop there as the parapala is, if the parapala is short a. Okay, and then there is 7 practice of all visarga sandhis. Okay, so you do this because everything is put. I think there's a large number of visarga sandhis, so 40 sandhis to make, and maybe all other. So try to solve most of this. This must be very, very easy. So this is where I said when you solve this, have the chart of visarga sandhi in front. So you just see what is the purva pada before the visarga, or the purva varna before visarga, and what is the paravarna after visarga, and check which box it applies to in the chart, and that is the change, and see if there is any exception. Okay, so that is the end of visarga sandhi. So let's go back to the presentation part and see what the visarga sandhi is, or the presentations in the visarga sandhi, the leftover slides.
My question, the new edition, are there a lot of changes that we should buy the new edition or just stick with the old?
There are some changes, there are some additions, and some omissions also compared to the current book. Okay, if you have a chance, better to have the current one because it's the newer one.
Okay.
And I cover, if something is not there in the new book, but it was there in the old book, I covered that in the class anyway. Like Shiksha Sutras were not there in the current book, but the old book it was, but I covered it in detail. Okay.
So the bookstore has it, right?
Bookstore has it, but if you are talking to the bookstore, ask them to send the actual one, not the Xeroxed one.
Okay.
Ask them to send the real volume 2 real book. And I talked to Prasannaji 2 days ago, and she said she's ordering about 20 books.
Okay.
That sa with halant, and then you combine with the ta of the next paravarna, that forms a sta. So sta is a very common word for astu or asti. So it's very easy to confuse whether asti is there or is it a visarga there.
Oh, okay. Then you have to see if the sakara was visarga earlier, does the purvapada and parapada make sense? Is a meaningful word.
Okay, so it's based on the knowledge of the word then.
Yes.
Said. Okay.
So that is why sometimes when you get this question when you are breaking sandhi. Making the sandhi is generally simple because you are used to the pronunciation. This is true for any sandhi. So making the sandhi is easier. Generally, breaking the sandhi is where you have to refer back and confirm. Okay, because whenever you break the sandhi, you have to see that after breaking the sandhi, the purvapada and parapada, do they make sense? Are they valid words? Okay. Otherwise, if they don't make sense, not valid words, so the two halves do not make sense, then you broke the sandhi in a different place. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So these are the exceptions for the visarga followed by ksha. Okay, visarga has to be pronounced. So visarjaniyaha. I can't see the title. Oh, what happened? Okay. So visarga sandhi exceptions. Okay. Exceptions is what? After the visarga, if there is a combination of hard consonant and sibilant together, compound consonant. Okay. As I mentioned, the most common one is ksha. Okay. So let's see some common examples we have encountered. Okay. So these are all from Bhagavad-Gītā. Okay. I said there are several from Bhagavad-Gītā. Sukhina kshatriyaha. You can't pronounce Sukhina kshatriyaha. You have to say Sukhinaha kshatriyaha. Okay. So 232. Rishayaha kshina kalmashaha. Asammohaha kshama 10.4. Dhrutihi kshama. So actually see all of them are starting with ksha. Samadukha sukhaha kshami. So here dukkha you can make the sandhi. Samadukha sukhaha kshami. Prahuhu kshetrajnaha. Tejaha kshama. Ugrakarmanaha kshayaya. So these are examples. I don't know whether I missed any. Most likely I covered all of the things, all of these combinations found in Bhagavad-Gītā. And there are 4 in Viṣṇu-sahasra-nāma. Okay. This Udbhavakshobhana, that one in verse 41. Kshamaha kshamaha, verse 47. And Shramanaha kshamaha, then Dakshinaha kshaminamvaraha. So examples from Viṣṇu-sahasra-nāma and Bhagavad-Gītā, and anywhere else you might come across some of these, but these are sometimes, when you give that example, that rings a bell, we have heard it. Other than that, this combination of hard consonant, which is, say, kapa chatata, chatata, kapa, okay, there. Those followed by the sakara. There are very, very few combinations. Most combinations are kakara followed by the murdanyasha. There are 2 other words somewhere in the literature I found. Ramaha kshatriya is the same example. Ramaha kshatriyaha, you have to pronounce the visarga of Ramaha. Then another word starting with this combination, like the hard consonant is the first part and the second part is the sibilant. Dirgaha saruhu. Saru is the sheath where you keep the sword. Okay, so that is a saru. So dirgahat saruhu. So the visarga after the dirga has to be pronounced because this ta is one of the hard consonant and sa is sibilant. Same way, there is a word called satam. Satam is, I think, immersed. Adbihi satam, immersed in water or covered in water. Okay, it's like a flood scene.
So how do you pronounce saru?
Saru, you pronounce saru, but visarga has to be pronounced. You can't say dirgas saruhu. You have to make dirgahat saruhu.
Okay.
Okay. So you don't have the visarga, you cannot make the visarga as sakara here because it's following by takara. Okay.
Oh.
So you can't make dirgas saruhu. So this exception will override. So
Is there a word ta and saru? Tasru?
No. You have to pronounce the dirga. You have to pronounce the visarga after the dirga.
Okay.
Get saru, you pronounce saru, but dirgahat saruhu. You can't make it dirgas saruhu.
Okay.
Okay. Same way, adbihip satam. You can't make adbip satam. Okay.
Diktesh,
Yeah.
generally when we when we are faced with this particular exception,
Yeah.
normally they break it after the, like samadukha chami. So they break it up after the visarga, right?
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. You have to break. But what you might be saying is that in some of the books, they might put a comma after udbhavaha kshobano. Because of the comma, you have to pause.
Mm. Yeah.
Okay? Not a lot of books give that, but some books give that. One time I wondered, why did the comma is not in the end? So then, that is because of the comma, you will be forced to pause.
Yeah, as such, comma is not even a Sanskrit
No,
this thing,
it
right?
is not. It is not. But they're finding a way to make you pause.
Yeah.
Pronounce the visarga. Okay.
I have a question. This is Ram. Dirgat saruhu sounds better than dirgaha saruhu. Without pronouncing the visarga, it seemed to be more natural part.
That is.
Why is this an exception? What is the rule for the exception?
So
Why?
the rule I already mentioned.
No, why is the rule? Why can't we follow it? It sounds okay to me.
Okay, see, I told you one time, I think.
The meaning changes, you
need
said.
to ask the questions, but the only person who can answer the question is Panini himself.
Oh.
No, but in this case, visarga is there. If the visarga was absent in dirgha saru,
Yeah.
No, I'm
then
saying
you could join them, because then it would be Vyanjan Sandhi. Right now, it is visarga is there.
Yeah, it is Visarga Sandhi, but if the Visarga in Dirgat Saruhu, if there is no Visarga, there is no scope for Sandhi at all, because Gha and
Right.
Tsa will not make any Sandhi.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And the same way with Adbhi Spatam, he ends in the vowel, and the next one is a consonant, it doesn't change anything.
What is the meaning for the word it's saruhu and ipsatam?
Oh, I just mentioned. Saru is the sheath where the swords are kept. Okay, so that is called, that is the meaning of Saru.
And satam?
Yeah, Satam is, the ta avyaya, so something that is covered or immersed in water. Adbihi. Adbihi is by water. Satam is covered or immersed.
So in those cases, you will not pronounce pakara, right?
No, you will not pronounce visarga. You will pronounce
visarga and will not pronounce pakara. Pakara cannot be pronounced.
What cannot be?
Ipsatam. You cannot say ipsatam, right?
No. You pronounce adbihi satam.
Satam. Okay. Then saruhu. Then dirgaha saruhu.
Dirgahat saruhu. That is how you have to pronounce. Because otherwise, what we'll do? Because after the visarga, next is takara. Your tendency is to make visarga into sakara, right? So that should not be made.
Oh, okay.
No, but the takara has to be pronounced, and the pakara has to be
pronounced. Of course,
yeah.
It is there.
That's the question.
Yeah. The exception here is that visarga will be pronounced. It will not get modified. Okay, when the visarga followed by this combination, short consonant and sibilant, visarga will not be modified. Anything else?
Yeah, it is very hard to pronounce takara in the saru and the pakara in sata. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
The sheath is called scabbard.
Yeah, okay. The scabbard is saruhu. Okay, let's see what else we got. Okay, here is the sutra. Okay, somebody said why it is. So all answers for any question of why such a thing is there, we can give only the sutra number, because Panini said so in this sutra number. Now, if I ask the question, why did Panini said so, then only Panini can answer. Okay, so 8335 says Shar Pare Visarjaniyaha. So that's Anuvritti, which says Kari. Okay, so Kari Visarjaniyasya. So if you have to put it in the sentence, Kari Sharpare or Sharpare Kari, that is Sharpare will be what is that? Visheshana for Kari. So that means Sharpare means a Kar, hard consonant, followed by Shar. Okay, sa. So, Sharpare Khari Visarjaniyasya Visarjaniyaha. So that means the Visarjaniya has to be pronounced as Visarjaniya. None of the Sakara, Shakara, Upadmaniya, nothing will happen. So it stays as Visarjaniya itself. Okay. So that is because of this sutra. And the need for this sutra, you can see, trying to pronounce Dirghas Saruhu is so hard, and Adbif Swatam will be so hard. So you have to give a pause to make the pronunciation of Murdanya, if you, or the, not Murdanya, what is that? Upadmaniya. So maybe that is the reason why this was brought in. It looks much easier in the case of a ksha. Okay. But in these other two examples, it will be very hard. It makes perfect sense why this Visarjaniya was made, the mandated to be pronounced.
That tilde sign there is anuvritti, you said, is it? That
Yeah, that
pause.
is the tilde sign I use, and Medhaji also uses the tilde sound to indicate anuvritti. And we'll talk a little bit about anuvritti before going to the next.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So the sutra proper is Sharpare Visarjaniyaha, and the two words are dittoed from the previous sutras. And then it makes perfect sense. Okay. Sharpare Khari Visarjaniyasya Visarjaniyaha.
May I ask a question?
One second. So the title here is exception is for followed by Karshar combination, Sanyoga. Okay, Sanyuktakshara. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, I think this particular one is going over my head. And also I feel like I'm looking at the table. So is that the last one? If khar is followed by shar, only visarjaniya?
Yeah, that is a box. There is a box inside the hard consonant. So
Right.
this exception in the book, okay, I had to. This is actually simpler. This exception is saying that you have to pronounce a visarga. So you can forget about all other changes that has to be made.
Yeah.
Page
So
16. Page 16, the box.
Yeah. So what I was talking about, the exception is page 16.
Well, the old book. I don't have the new. I don't have the new.
Okay. Anyway,
18.
go to the. Okay. Here is the table. We are talking about this box.
Okay.
Okay.
So
if-
khar is all kafa chatata chatatav kapai
Yes.
chatasar. So
Yes.
that khar is followed by shar. So
Right.
shar is shasasa.
Right.
If that happens, only visarjaniya, meaning
Then the visarga has to be pronounced. Only visarjaniya means there is no option of changing it. It will remain as visarga, pronounced as visarga.
okay. So pronounce as visarga.
Yes. or whatever. Okay. So because here, see, for example, samadukha, there dukha, that duhu is pronounced as jihvamuliya. But sukaha kshami has to be pronounced as sukaha kshami. You can't pronounce that sukha kshami because ksha starts with kakara. Okay. So this box is the exception. Okay. And then see this encompasses all the 5 for all the hard consonants. So this exception is valid for all the hard consonants.
So when you say ksha starts with kakara,
Yeah.
what does that mean? I'm confused.
No. This we have discussed in detail in the pronunciation part.
Yeah.
This letter ksha, okay. So let me go back. Let me stop share. And I have to go to, let's see. First of all, let me see if there is anything else, or is this the end of? Okay, I'll go back to the ksha word, the letter ksha. So let me finish this pronunciation.
Sure.
There is one slide I had at the end. Okay.
Sure.
So this we finished, and there is one here. This is the examples. Some other example, not there in the book. So because this is for the saha and eshaha, visarga dropping at saha and eshaha. Okay. So saha shabdaha.
Can you share your screen, please?
Oh, okay. Sorry. I share screen. Okay. See my screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
So there was one slide. I just wanted to finish that off. One slide at the end. And nothing much here. This is the saha and eshaha, where visarga drops for anything other than short akara. Okay. So I have some examples here. Saha shabdaha, 113. Okay. This is like a sashabda tumulo bhavat, something like that, I think. Okay. So saha ghoshaha, 119. And sashanti, saha, this is saha shanti, he becomes sashanti from Bhagavad-Gītā. Yesha krodha, kama yesha krodha yeshaha. Okay, that thing. Kama yesha krodha yesha. Okay. Again, one from Bhagavad-Gītā. It's a lot of examples are available. Hundreds of examples may be there in Bhagavad-Gītā. Okay. And then Yesha dharmas sanātanaha. Yesha dharmaha sanātanaha. Dharmas sanātanaha. Okay. Where did this come from? Yesha dharma sanātanaha. Anybody remembers?
I don't know.
Anybody else? Where have we heard this? This is a sukti, not subhashita, sukti. This is like how to speak. Okay, satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat. Heard of this?
Yes.
So the last pada is this. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, nabruyat, satyam apriyam, priyanchanan rutam bruyat, esha dharmas sanātanaha. Okay, so satyam bruyat, shall tell the truth. Priyam bruyat, tell the truth in a pleasing way. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, na bruyat, satyam apriyam. Okay, even if it is truth, don't tell that hurtfully. Make it soften the blow. Priyanchana anrutam bruyat. Just to please somebody, don't tell the lie. Okay. Yesha dharma sanatana. This is one of the principles of Sanatana Dharma. Anything else? Okay, that is the end of it. Okay, now let me clarify that one question about what is ksha. So stop share. Then let me go to internet and open a Google document and open a dummy page. Okay, there is our worksheet. Then go share screen and okay, I can see my screen. Where I type. Okay. Now the kshami. I typed the K and Sha. Okay, that didn't work. Why did it didn't work? Because I have to change my font here into Devanagari. Okay, change the font. Now, this K and capital S. Now, Kakara. Okay, so who asked this question about Ksha?
Me,
Okay.
Pratima.
Okay, watch. I just typed K. Okay.
Yeah.
And I will type the Murdanya Sha, which is just the capital S key. See what happens automatically.
Okay.
Okay, so that means this ksha, this notation is nothing but kakara followed by shakara. Okay,
So is that a sanyukta akshara?
it is sanyukta akshara. Whenever two consonants are written together without a vowel in between, it is called sanyukta akshara. Exactly.
And you define it as it's a kakara.
No, I'm not defining.
Okay.
This is one special way of writing it.
Okay, because I heard it starts with kakara when we were talking about the kar and shas yoga. Okay.
It is. See, just see here, watch here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, my cursor is before sha, right? Suppose, see what happens when I take the space out. See, it automatically becomes ksha because that is a notation for ka-sha combination.
Okay.
Okay. So it is just like, say, because we have discussed this earlier, like the word like, let's say, word like akshara. Okay. What are the letters in that? There is akara,
Kakara,
kakara,
Shakara,
shakara,
and
akara, repa, and akara.
Yeah.
So this akshara has, this is one syllable, one letter, okay, because it's vowel. This is ksha is kakara, shakara, akara. These three together will make this one notation.
Okay.
Okay. And r plus a, ra. Okay. Because you have to get this clear. This, and for example, the words like jnana, they have different notations. That is why. Okay. So this notation is combination of ja and nya. Okay. So this notation is ja and nya. Okay.
Right.
Because we have done that in the pronunciation class. So
Right.
suppose we have a word like jnanam. Okay. Ja. Okay. Now this jnanam is jakara, nyakara, dirgha, nakara, akara, and makara. Okay. So even though it looks like a small three or 2.5 syllables, it's jakara, akara, and this three varnas are built into this one notation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clear?
So
It's clear, Jagdish. I think my problem is I think I have a book which does not have all these things, meaning all the things that you were talking about, the exception and all that. Those pages I don't have. So I get overwhelmed because
Okay.
that is the thing. So I get lost where it is going. Why am I not getting it? So,
Okay.
but
So I think maybe you take a look at in the PDF in the drive.
Yeah, now I will. Yeah.
There's if you are in front of the laptop, keep that open during the class.
Right. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. And this is a problem only the volume 2. Volume 1 and 3, they didn't make any change from 2016.
Yeah. Because so many pages are missing. All today's topics are not there except one page.
Okay.
Yeah.
So send an email to Prasannaji in the bookstore if you bought it from the bookstore.
Yeah. Okay. Will do.
She will send a replacement with the.
Just one book or all the three?
No, the problem was in only one book.
Okay.
Okay. And if all the three had problems, then you can send her also. I think something happened while they're copying or binding them.
Mahodaya, I have a question. This is Ram.
Yeah.
Is there a notation for kakara plus śāṅkara-bhāṣya plus a?
No, there is no notation. That combination is very, very rare. Okay, but there is no special character for that.
Okay.
Okay, so there is an easy way to check. Okay, I typed K.
Yes.
Okay, you see the screen, and the Śāṅkara-bhāṣya is SH, small s and h. Yes, so the sa h. Oh, it takes it that way. That should not.
Oh.
Okay, so that should write as k and sha. Okay, so let's make it like this. Kakara space. Okay, ksha. So I haven't seen anywhere any letter like this combination. Okay, ka sha combination. Any word anywhere. Okay, I haven't read much, but I haven't come across this combination. Okay, here it is. See, now it did right. So this is how it will be written if needed.
Okay.
And obvious, you can see the half ka in the beginning.
Yes.
And the talabya sha.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So
So
this
this
is
shape,
nothing but kakara plus shakara.
Naksha is a word that uses this.
Naksha?
Naksha, yeah, Naksha. It's imprinted features.
Oh, the map, Naksha, that one?
No, it says that Naksha is a word which means engraved or imprinted.
Oh, I see. So that use this shakara?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Jagdish, other than Gnya and Ksha,
Yeah.
are there any Sanyukta Akshara which are notated differently when you see prints?
See, some of those not very obvious, like a repa, if it is followed, then it is shown as a sign which doesn't say show, it doesn't look anything like repa. Okay, like if you are writing a kra, okay, this little one extra leg, that is repa. We kind of, it is very common, so we kind of accept it, but that has no similarity, no looks. It doesn't look anything like repa, right?
Same with Tra,
Tra.
right?
Tra,
Yeah,
yeah.
tra, everything.
Dasra.
Yeah, and anything that has a vertical line, the repa as the second part of the letter is written like that, okay, underneath. Except for the letters which do not have a vertical line. Okay, like for example, if you have to write a dra, okay, D followed by ra. Okay, how does that come up?
Come down.
It doesn't come out as one, it comes out like a hamsapada. Okay. See, it comes out as an inverted V.
Yeah, that is true of all the
round ones like ka, da, and whatever, which doesn't have a vertical line. Okay, if the letter has a vertical line, then it will be like a slanted line to that. So these are notations people used. Okay, and it became more standard now when the printing medium came up.
Jagdisha ji, Shri also has a different notation.
Yes. Okay, anything Shri, because about the Shri we talked about earlier. Not only Shri, anything start with the Sha somewhere else, like Ashwa. Okay, so so this is the Shakara of Ashwa. As soon as I put the Va there, it will change into something else, different notation. See? So this little thing is generally the first part of the Shakara as the first part of the letter. Okay, first part of the Talavya. Okay. So I think it's like, for example, you might have seen this very common in Cha. Bhishma-cha. Okay, so you can see the bottom part, the second letter, you can see almost the full feature of it. But the Murdanya or the Talavya, it will always be donated by this little curl on the top.
Can I make a request? If, would it be possible, I realize I'm imposing on you here, would it be possible to do this? Because as we get into more Sandhi, we'll need to understand, like the good lady was continuing to ask, right? How does Ka and Sha become Sha? Because that is going to influence a lot of the Sandhis going forward. If you don't mind taking one class where you can show some of these, which makes it very obvious for us.
Some of what? This combination letters?
Yeah, the Sanyukta Varnas, right? Because
I think we spent about half a class or more than half a class during pronunciation, because let me see. I had a few things written down like this, separating the letters, because I said at that time, I remember, without knowing what letter stands for what individual component varnas, you can't get the Sandhi clear. Okay, I remember putting the words like jnanam and things like that.
Jnanam, I distinctly remember we went through that in detail.
Now in that case, we will do something. Which other letter you have, or the compound or the conjunct consonant you have issues with? Because we have some 5 minutes. We can spend on that rather than going to the new topic. Okay, so today's class will end the Visarga Sandhi. So do all the exercises at the end, like exercises for all Visarga Sandhi. Then in the next class, before going to the Swara Sandhi, we will talk about all of those. So that is like a 40 plus 40, 80. So some of them are very simple. And we will discuss those, the right answers. You work it out, and then we will discuss in the class which is the right answer, then you can mark. Okay. So all the exercises at the end of the Visarga Sandhi. Okay, the large number of exercises, which combination of all Visarga Sandhis in one exercise. Do that. Okay, now let's coming back to the conjunct consonants. We talked about ksha, the most common issue problem, the most common letter people have problem in understanding is this combination. Okay, and then this combination, because you don't see the individual features of the letters. Understandable, but then we said you have to know the reading and writing of the letter. So this is very common, okay, because this doesn't look anything like ja, anything like nya. Okay, what other letters? So we talked about tra or kra and all those things. Okay, this is repa following another consonant. Okay, so this is nothing but h, r, a. Okay, and this notation here is t, r, and a. Okay, and this notation here is starts with the d, r, and a.
Now this tra is also shown as like talavya with the like at the bottom, right?
Not talavya. So that, you know, sometimes people write ta and draw the line also. You can
Yeah.
ta and draw the line also.
So it's the same whether it is this or that, right?
Yes, yes. Generally in the print you find like this, but while writing, I prefer to write with the ta and a line. Okay, because writing like this doesn't save you a lot of time. Okay, and then this shwa is nothing but sh, v, a. Okay, same way you can write. So this is okay. So some of the common ones I did. Which compound letter you want to address? Because I don't want to spend a whole class on that. Now we have a few minutes. Any other things that the compound consonant or the conjunct consonant notation may be confusing? You know, in English it is much simpler because all letters are individual alphabets when you transliterate. And then maybe I think
even ver will become vra, right?
huh?
Ver like tra, ver and
Yeah, because
sa and ra.
yeah, va has a vertical line, right?
Yeah, ver or even sa plus ra, right?
Yeah, they all anything that has a vertical line, there's a little leg comes off of it. Okay, so va, this is like v, r, a. Okay, and sra is s, r, a.
Now, is there an occasion where that sra will have three legs sticking out of it?
Okay, now in that case it is a stra. Sakara immediately followed by takara. That is three consonants together.
Shastra.
Yeah, shastra, exactly. Okay, so this is sa, ta, ra. Okay. Now, if I take this thing out, space out. Okay, so tr, if they take this thing out, this space out, so that is where you look like this is not shown clearly. I think I have to make it bigger. Okay, so okay,
There you go.
it is. Okay, so it is sa is written full and tra is underneath that.
So how will you pronounce this?
Stra, like a stri, shastra, astra.
Okay, stra.
Yeah, look, this is true, right? So let me put a in the beginning. I will add an akara at the end. It will become astra. So now, because I typed okay, so this is astra. So if you do that, see that two lines, then there is a takara in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's write shastra. Sha, sha, a. Okay, see, this is how shastra looks.
Mystery.
Okay, okay, what other letters? You have any issue with any other letters?
The one with, sorry, go ahead, please. Go ahead, please.
No, please go ahead, Vishchi.
So other than, so cha and nya, gya, those are the two where it is not obvious at all, right? What they're, yeah. But the others are a little bit more easy because you can make out.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I said. The nya and ksha are totally unlike its component letters.
Correct. But there's nothing like that, no, Jagdish, like cha, gya, that are so different from the varnaksharam they are bringing together, right?
And no, whatever the constitutive varnas, in pronunciation, it will be more clear.
Thank you.
Maybe I didn't get your question.
No. So there are two. So based on what we just discussed a few minutes ago, cha and gya are two compound varnas that are so unique that you cannot, unless a guru like you teaches us, we want to know what are the foundational varnas. Whereas for kra, tha, shwa, etc., you can at least make out, what are the.
Yeah, that's true. And see, this is typical. This is a problem only with the Devanagari, because somebody used that kind of a notation for that pronunciation. The letters we write is nothing but a notation for a pronunciation. For the same pronunciation, a different language will have a different pronunciation. Like, for example, if I had to write this ksha in Kannada, then both the features are clearly visible. Kakara is clearly visible. Underneath, there will be a shakara. Okay, those individual features are clearly there in Kannada also.
Yeah. So the question therefore was, are there any letter other than cha and gya that are jigya? Sorry, those are like this, right? Where the basic foundational varnas are mashed into a new notation.
Yeah, I think only other thing is anything starting with the sha, Śāṅkara-bhāṣya, like shwa, shwana, ashwa.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so those three maybe kind of you may not. Even in ashwa, you can recognize the va part.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second one you can easily identify. Only the first one. I think that those are the only three. I think.
Okay.
That is why sometimes when we were learning Devanagari and other alphabets also, or the other aksharas also, sometimes after all the letters are done, shasha, saha is done, and then sometimes they add ksha, tra, and jna at the end, as if they are the varnamala also. But there, I think they are giving those three specific concepts because they are a little different in Devanagari.
Thank you.
Compound consonants, but because they're written something little tricky notation, maybe they gave it as an example. Okay, keep note this. This you may not be able to identify what these are made up of. These are ksha, kakara, shakara together. This is jakara, nyakara together.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's
Okay?
also this l, which is used
Yeah,
in
there's
Vedic
no
Sanskrit.
la. There is no difference between la and la in Devanagari, but in Hindi, especially in Marathi, there is a lot of la. Okay, la is like a hanging infinity. I call it a hanging infinity.
Yeah, the Rigved first itself is Agni Mele Purohitam. That l is there.
Yes. Okay, but there is, they say lala yor abhedaha, lakara and lakara. There is no difference in meaning.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Can we make our own notation? Is it
Yeah, you
allowed?
can. If say what is the idea of making notation? You write it and somebody else read it and understands the way you meant it to be understood. If the other person understands, that is fine. There's so many other languages. The whole computer language is made up like that. But there is a universal understanding. If just one person knows, then there is no communication. If both the speaker and the listener, or the writer and the reader, both understand what notation stands for what sound, that is fine between you. Third person may not understand.
So following the schwa
Yeah.
as a conjunct consonant, can we use the same idea with ka plus Śāṅkara-sha, the sha going under the ka?
Sha going under the ka.
It's like schwa.
No, because there is no notation like this. If it is side by side, it is clearer.
No, but schwa that you have is following that rule, I'm saying.
Yeah. But ksha is the different order, right? It's reversed.
Jagdisha ji, question. So Brahma versus Brahma, Janhavi, Jahnavi, are there any rules or anything?
Yeah, there is a little difference when hakara is followed by na, and la. Okay, there it's not very clear in the sense that there is no specific rule. Okay, you have to pronounce ha first, but that hakara has to come from deep. When the following letter na and la, the hakara has to come from the navel. So the ha sometimes give the impression that it stays longer, like even after the pronunciation of na is done. Okay, I didn't find any problem. I can easily pronounce Brahma. Okay, but generally you hear people saying Brahma. Okay, so that when it is not a Paninian Sutra, but it is a Shiksha Sutra, which says that if the hakara is followed by la, ha, and na, what is that? Na, ma, and la, like prahlada, aparahna, purvahna, all those things. Okay, there the ha is pronounced from urasa. It is not just kantya. All other hakaras are kantyas, whereas this has to come from the chest. So it sounds, its pronunciation looks as if the pronunciation of ha is not stopped before the na is pronounced, like madhyana. So the ha looks like it starts before the ha and even continues after the ha. That is how it sounds like. Okay, specifically for that combination.
Okay, so would this be correct? Vasamsi jirani yatha vihaya navani granhati naroparani. Is that correct?
Yeah, when you pronounce, I clearly heard hakara before the nakara.
Okay.
So if you can pronounce it, whatever the rule is, if you can pronounce it the right way, you don't have to take the shortcut. Like a lot of people say pralhada. It sounds odd to me when I can easily pronounce prahlada.
Right.
Okay, but the grammar allows it, or not grammar, the Shiksha Shastra allows it.
Okay.
Okay, the prahlada, Brahma. So a lot of people you hear about saying Brahma. It is the written writing wise, hakara comes first, right? Written first.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can pronounce Brahma, why pronounce Brahma? Even if the Shastra allows it.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Jagsha.
Okay. Okay, let's stop because I have a class at 7:30.
Okay.
Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaः, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet, asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om purnamadah purnamidam purnat purnamudachyate, purnasya purnamadaya purnamevavashishyate. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Thank you so much.
Sarvebhyah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Hari
you.
Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Thank you, Ekaśeṣa ji.
Hari Om. Hari Om.